Good afternoon. This presentation is about the anti-cancer drug Paclitaxel, also known as Taxol. It is a plant alkaloid that is used today as part of chemotherapy treatment. Paclitaxel is the generic name of the drug, and Taxol is the brand name. According to the Oxford Dictionary, alkaloid is a class of organic compounds that contain nitrogen and is derived from plants. Paclitaxel is the most well-known natural-sourced cancer drug in the United States, and it is used to treat breast, lung, and ovarian cancers, as well as Kaposi sarcoma. It works by disrupting the cell cycle at mitosis by stabilizing the microtubule cytoskeleton against depolymerization. Basically, cell division stops because the microtubules that move the chromosomes around the cell are not allowed to degrade. You may be wondering, how does this help treat cancer? According to the American Cancer Society, cancer is when cells grow out of control and crowd out normal cells, thus making it hard for the body to work normally. That's where Paclitaxel can be helpful. It interrupts cancerous cell growth. But doesn't it also interrupt normal cell growth, you ask? It does. But because cancer cells are dividing at a faster and unrestricted rate than normal cells, they are affected at a greater capacity than most other cells in the body. So where does Paclitaxel come from? Like I said earlier, it is a naturally sourced drug that comes from the western Pacific yew tree bark. This tree can be found in coastal and mountainous forests from the Alaskan Panhandle to the San Francisco Bay Area to the Cascades in the Sierra Nevada and the northern Rocky Mountains. They can be found in elevations up to 5,000 feet, under old-growth canopies, in canyon bottoms, and along streams. Similar in appearance to the coastal redwoods, these trees can be distinguished by the fact that the yew seeds are not encased in a cone, but that each seed is encased by a pink to red flesh-like fruit similar to that found in a pomegranate, called an aril. In 1962, the National Cancer Institute partnered with the U.S. Department of Agriculture to find natural products that may help cure cancer. In 1964, scientists at the Research Triangle Institute's Natural Product Laboratory discovered that extracts from the bark from the western Pacific yew had cytotoxic properties. It took 7 years for researchers to characterize its structure because sample yields from the yew bark were so low. During this period, the yew trees became endangered of becoming extinct. Pushback from environmental groups drove the pharmaceutical industry to work on creating a synthetic version of the phytochemical drug. With more research, the discovery of the endophytic fungi that grows around the yew trees also produced Paclitaxel. However, the yew trees remain one of the best sources of Paclitaxel at this time. Scientists are searching around the world for more taxus species that contain taxanes with similar properties to Paclitaxel. The western Pacific yew tree comes from the family Taxaceae and has several imported varieties that can be found in North America. Just as the yew tree contains taxanes that have cytotoxic properties used to treat cancers, these trees also contain taxanes, which are the primary toxins that make these trees poisonous and cardiotoxic. Even though the western yew contains a minimal amount of taxine alkaloids, its cousins, the English, Japanese, and Chinese yew trees, are extremely poisonous. All parts of the plant are toxic except the aril. However, the seed encased in the aril is poisonous. The taxanes remain in the plant throughout the year, but contain a maximum concentration during the winter. Dried yew plant material also retain its toxicity for several months and remain a hazard to domestic animals, so plant with caution. Let me leave you with a fun fact. The English yew was once called the graveyard tree. It was used to commit suicide during wartime. It was also reported that when ancient yew trees were uprooted, bones were intertwined in their roots. Thank you.